With all of that being said, though, as I mentioned, we got to be real about what a President Biden will bring, and we also have to push back, I think, on a pretty predominant historical counterfactual, which is used to browbeat against the very used by the very people we were just discussing, liberals, Democratic Party stalwarts, and that is the 2000 election. They love to bring this up. Florida. They say, my personal hero, Ralph Nader, cost scored the election. And the assumption there is that, number one, Ralph Nader was the predominant factor in Gore losing Florida,
right.
Which
because Cubans love Ralph Nader.
Right.
They cannot help themselves.
Yeah.
An assumption in a suit.
Not so much.
A natural athlete.
He looks good in the 3 suits he's owned since 1957. But the second assumption there is that a President Gore would have been so much better than Bush, and we've seen the utopian vision on like shows like Family Guy about what Gore would have brought our country into. So let's start with the first assumption first.
First assumption that Al Gore would have stuck to his...
No. The first assumption being that Nader was the main factor in Florida in 2000. We just watched a documentary, 537 votes. It's on HBO. Actually, highly recommend it. It's a lot of fun. Our buddy Rick Sanchez is in it.
Yeah, guys, support Rick Sanchez any chance you get.
Yes.
Emilio, not Emilio. The nice boy, the floating boy.
Oh, Elian.
I'm sorry, he's not Emilio. That's racist that I said that, but it's Elian, and he has a big goal in it.
Oh yeah. He's a superstar.
Yeah, let's for some of our younger listeners, people who just weren't paying attention at the time.
Tell them about Elian.
Yeah, EG. So the egg.
The evil genius.
So in 99, 2000, this was a huge story. I remember even when I was just a couple of years older than Elian, could have been me, that little boy.
It was almost Anders.
This
definitely would have slipped off the inner tube.
Yeah, that's true.
Anders kept trying to hump the inner tube across the Atlantic. Ended up in Florida.
That would have gotten me to Georgia at least, or Alabama.
These are powerful thrusts, people.
But this has been a long-standing thing. Of course, we hear about from the right. Cubans, they love to escape. The evil.
The whole country is an escape room.
Yeah.
Almost
the Castro
drink there.
Right. The Castro dictatorship. It's so bad. It doesn't let you print your magazines. It gives you one brand of soap. It just gives you way more healthcare than you actually need, and you got to get away if you're a Cubano. And that's what little Elian did. He escaped without his father's permission when he was 6, and goes.
Yeah. His parents were divorced, so he was living with his mom and his girlfriend.
Right. So his mom's boyfriend. Sorry. And they were the ones who tried to bring him over, right?
Yeah.
The mom and
this was not a 6-year-old's decision.
Yeah.
Against the popular narrative to escape authoritarianism.
And that's an important point to bring up. Yeah. It was not his decision. His mom and her boyfriend bring him over. They got like a boat, and I think the boat capsizes, and they escape on inner tubes, right?
Yeah, the boat starts to sink, and they kind of give Elian this inner tube that would help him more than it would help the parent.
Right.
So.
And that at some point, Slick Willie, the president at the time, Bill Clinton, was like, oh, man, if he had just, if that inner tube just would have been a few feet off, or it would have popped, I wouldn't have to deal with this right now.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
But there were 2 other survivors from the boat also who made it ashore.
Who were adults, right?
Yeah,
and
adults. And so the law at this time was wet foot, dry foot. So if you made it ashore,
Wet
right?
foot, dry foot.
Wet
Sounds
foot,
like a
dry
fucking
foot.
drunk version of Twister
Yeah.
that like you have
You gotta
instructions
piss
for.
on one foot. If that's the bad foot, that's the wet foot now. This party's insane. I wish that kid fucking died. Shit.